Welcome to the next episode of WaterparkRanger, Let's Play Pikmin. In the last episode, we got a few more parts from the Distant Spring, and in this episode, we are going to try and finish off the area by getting the last three. Though you know how every day is split into 2 episodes, it's probably going to take us more than 1 to do so. Especially because one of these parts is just a little bit more tricky to recover than the others. It takes a little bit more time and effort. I haven't yet found a way to do it particularly fast. So today we're using an all-blue squad. You know how yesterday we didn't use any, but on the first game of Distant Spring we used a lot of blues. Basically because of the way this area is kind of laid out. It's like on one side of it, it's just full of water. Then there's sort of this mainland area in here with the stumps and the bull bears and stuff. And then at the very edge there's just a little bit more water that kind of loops around the back. So that's kind of how I like to explore this area and get it done efficiently. Though, it still amazes me that people can get this place done in 2 days. I'm not quite that good yet. It's probably the hardest thing in the game to do is finishing this area in 2 days. Because I can see everything else being done pretty feasibly. That trio of water dumples, actually one of them finally took its toll. We were having really good luck with them at first. Guess you just kind of got to be careful. If you're trying to do a no-death run but not finish it particularly quickly, remember that there's always the option of killing some enemies that are small by punching them out with Olimar. The punches do add up for some good damage if you're careful about it. Just make sure that you heal Olimar if he starts taking too much damage by standing in the light in front of the Dolphin. That happened in a very early episode. So as you can see, the puzzle guarding this ship part is really very simple. You just throw the Pikmin up to the first ledge, use a jump jet to get Olimar to get up to them, and then recover them and throw them again to this one. Very, very simple obstacle. Really, now that all the enemies are out of the way, this is a piece of cake to recover. And while they're carrying that back, we have some unfortunate business to take care of over here, involving yellow wollywogs, which are never that fun to fight. So they're going to take a while to kill. And to make matters worse, the ground around here is kind of uneven, so depending on the way that you're positioned, your Pikmin might get tripped up trying to get back from the Wollywog, and that can end in disaster. It looks like I found a nice balance from here, though, so if I just keep my position, I should be able to whittle down this Wollywog's HP without too much difficulty. Just can't get too greedy and throw too many Pikmin, otherwise one might land underneath it. Which it probably will. Wow, we're doing really well. Just one more volley should be enough. No! 1. Crap. Another! Oh, I just can't win with these, can I? I hate these guys. I guess if I was really strategic, I could technically find a way to lure them away, but I figure since after a couple of jumps, Wollywogs always return back to their starting position, because they're territorial like a lot of enemies in the game. They might just return to the Pikmin while they're taking down the wall, and then just kill them while they're working on it, which would be terrible. So I figure it's just a better idea to get rid of them. Basically, they're just in a very nasty area. Jerk enemy placement, as one might say. And the ground here is a little bit uneven. It might be hard for the Pikmin to get up that ramp. Well, to get back into the shore, is what I mean. Number 2 Ionium Jet. The ads for these jets boast that with excellent mileage that's easy on the family budget, this jet will keep your wife smiling and propel you to a happy home life. And now we have 90% completion, which is pretty awesome. Whoa, that was close. Did you see that? The Pikmin were actually smart and moved out of the way. Smart Pikmin? I didn't think it was possible. And of course, as soon as I say that, 4 more die. Fantastic. That should be enough. Yay. Well, we lost like 6 or 7 Pikmin. 6 Pikmin to those Wollywogs. And 2 to the water dumples, so far we've lost 8 today. Which isn't great. I didn't mean for that to rhyme, I promise. I hate puns as much as you do, I promise. And unfortunately, I probably made that a pun by mentioning it. See, that's another reason I hate puns. Alright, forget that. We're going back to the base, and hopefully, just by bringing back a couple of Wollywogs and pellets, we can make up for those losses. Recover a little bit. Of course, it won't be the same, because you can't ever make the same Pikmin twice. They're like snowflakes. No 2 Pikmin are ever the same. Which is not true at all. No, but just out of respect for the Pikmin and the hard work they put into Olimar, I do try to not be a complete idiot and keep as many of them alive as I can. I could be doing a better job. Whatever. As it is, I'm much, much better than when I first started playing this game. Well, now that all those yellow wollywogs are out of the way, and now pretty much every enemy in the distant spring is dead, which actually isn't true. There's still that bull bear on the massage machine island and some wollywogs out in the lake. Well, we don't really care about those. They're dead to me. So we'll just have them work on the white wall and they'll break it down. Break it down! And in the meantime, we're going to go over here and just take care of our Pikmin growing business. You know, that kind of thing. Not particularly exciting, but it's got to get done. Well, as long as we're just working on, you know, boring stuff like this, I might as well just mention that the distant spring is actually my favorite area. Like, not counting the incredibly nasty enemies that can really screw you over if you're not really careful about fighting them. I really like this place. I mean, it's really open. You can go around and just pretty much just walk anywhere. Unless you have some really strange itching to go behind that one white wall, which is blocking that one part. But other than that, it's like very open to exploration, so I really like how this place is set out. And the water is always so awesome looking. Basically, I like this area because it's relaxing, and you need as much of a stress reliever as you can in a game where there's a constant deadline. Because even if you're good at it and you know you can get it done by the deadline, just the fact that there is a deadline makes you more prone to procrastination. It's the truth, really, don't try and deny it. And let's see if we can actually get our Pikmin through here if they'll cooperate. I guess we don't really need all of them. I mean, this can't be that heavy. It's my zirconium rotor. This is made from rust-proof zirconium, which is particularly suited to making spaceship parts. I had to pay a lot extra to have this installed, and I suspect the mechanic overcharged me. Well, knowing Olimar, he probably did. Not that it matters now, considering that you're fighting for your life to survive, and sacrificing hundreds in the process. And on to more light business. We have just one more ship part to recover, once the zirconium rotor is back. And for some reason, they really didn't want to go through this perfectly good passage that we spent so much time and effort working on, a whole, like, 5 seconds using bomb rocks. Pikmin these days. And the last one's over here, and we are a little bit low just for the time I know it's going to take us to get it, so I'm going to save it for next episode. I mean, you see the basic components of it. There are a couple candy pop buds, you need blues, and the spaceship part is on a high ledge. So there's a golden one here. I guess I'd better just save the explanation for it for next episode. You get the basic premise. I'll explain it better when we actually do it. So after we get this ship part back, we'll end the episode. And it should be arriving there any minute now. Yep, here it is. And it doesn't appear on our ship. Great, so it's a part that I don't care about. Still necessary for escape, though. Made of rust-proof zirconium, it is as shiny as new despite being left out in this planet's harsh elements. Well, that does it for this episode. See you next time.